Doing well.
Um, Performance of the defense seems like there was a lot of physicality. Guys flying around. Was that to the standard or getting close to the standard of what you would like?
Yeah, that was a good first step. You know, there's always things to improve on, but the thing that I saw was at all the levels. You know, the defensive front, linebackers, the secondary. You know, they wanted to be aggressive and they wanted to be physical. So that's a really good first step. But there's a lot of stuff to clean up.
Chris?
Yesterday, was there something dramatically that changed from the first series defensively to as you guys moved on, or was it just you had a better idea of what Alabama was trying to execute?
No, I mean it was just overall. I think the players kind of got settled in to the game. I think the coaches did a great job. You know, the guys on the sideline, Zach Arnett in the box. I mean, just overall communication about what they were doing that first drive, and then I think the lack of or the elimination of some of those missed assignments in there. You know, we didn't play as clean as we wanted to, and you see the miscommunications, you see the misalignments and all that kind of stuff, missed techniques, and then it's no wonder why a play would hit here and there. So those are the things we got to get cleaned up. Otherwise we won't, especially against good opponents like that. You won't be able to win games like that.
You obviously rotated a lot, but it started right away. Like that first drive, was that the plan, or was that just because that drive went so long?
No, it's a plan. I mean, guys, we go in there. Coach Norvell, he likes to. I think it was on the Friday where we sit down and we kind of have a vision for all the guys and how many snaps that they should get, or just kind of packages and things like that. And so we wanted to get guys in there early. We knew it was a hot day. I mean, Bama is going to be a physical game, so I just think the overall benefits of guys knowing that they're going to play and then backing that up with actual action. I think that does a lot of things for the locker room. Keeps competition alive, making sure that sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off, and if you don't live up to the standard, you will get replaced in a heartbeat. But it does great for morale. Game week preparation. We tell those guys they're going to play, and they play. When they come show up on Sunday, they know that you're keeping your word, as much as you can, and they see it. So they're going to reinvest in the process and double down on it. So that way, they can have a better week of preparation. So.
Leo?
When you look at Blake Nicholson, you said that everyone's got to be ready for their moment because you're going to rotate. He comes in, he makes an impact in that game. What can that do for his confidence?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome to see Blake because but it's not a surprise because he had been turning it up the last couple weeks of camp. You could see him letting loose. Blake is a very conscientious guy. He wants to do right. And in this game of football, like sometimes it ain't gonna go right. You know what I mean? But guys make it up with physicality, aggression, and effort. And so I think with him, he's learning the dynamic of, hey, like I need to be right. I need to know what I'm gonna do, but like I can play super fast and I can play really, really aggressive and physical. And you saw that, man. He made a couple really, really nice plays. And again, going into the week, that'll boost him up for more snaps and possible starting roles. So.
Mandrell got a lot of action. Seemed like he made some impactful plays, and I know you had high expectations for him. How did he do with in your, your opinion with those snaps?
Yeah, I mean, if both the twins, if they continue to do what they're supposed to do, they'll be freshman All-Americans. I mean, you had a freshman right there go up against one of the best offensive lines in the country, and he was relentless. I mean, he played with physicality, he played with twitch, he played with an attitude. I mean, a lot of guys play like that up there, but a freshman going up there against his welcome to college football is against Bama, and he goes out there and does that. They both should be damn freshman All-Americans. You know what I mean? So that's what we expect. It hasn't changed. I mean, it was one game. He had plenty of assignment errors, things like that he's got to make up for. But the thing you love about them is they play the game so hard and aggressive and physical, and that's going to get rewarded around here. So it was good to see him go out there and play and make some plays.
Aslan? In terms of veterans, Daniel Lyons is a guy that I don't know if we really talked a lot about in preseason, but what sort of impact did he have and how much are you going to be relying on him moving forward?
Yeah, same way. I mean, you saw Dan Lyons. I mean, he's plus 30 or 40 from last year. He's a guy who just, was quietly getting better every single time he did it. And I know he was battling through some nagging injuries here and there. But again, the the sky's the limit for Daniel Lyons. I mean, he's 6'5", 6'6", he's 300 pounds, he's twitchy, he's very intelligent, very football smart. So he's in that category of now is his time to shine. Now is his time to show everybody what he can do. You know, so as he catches up with his conditioning, with his added weight, I think you're only going to start to see his performance take off.
Ira?
I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure you had an idea of what you were gonna see from the team in terms of how they handled adversity and different things. When the muff punt happened, the defense had to go back out there. What did you see from them? What did you expect that, and what did you think of it?
No, I mean, well, that's part of the process, right? I mean, Coach Norvell, I mean, throughout the course of training camp and practices, we always have periods, and you know, sudden change. He'll spot the ball. It's like, hey, we got to go out there and make plays. So, number one, they've been put in those positions beforehand. But the thing that I'm really pleased with that is you didn't hear from, especially coming from last year, you didn't hear any panic. You didn't hear any kind of like, oh man, blaming the offense. You kind of just said, hey, defense is up, huddle them up, let's take the field, let's get a stop, and they went out there and did that. So again, just small steps, but small steps forward is really crucial.
Corey?
There was a play, I think it was in the first half, they were running a tunnel screen to Ryan Williams. And it looked like at least three players on your defense recognized it immediately, including two defensive linemen, McCray and KJ Sampson, and kind of backed up immediately. I know the physicality makes you proud and how hard they play makes you proud, but what went into that? What went into them recognizing it so quickly that's what they're trying to do and trying to get to that passing line?
I think when you see something like that, that's a great observation right there. I think when you see something like that, I think that is a confirmation, you know, of the process working. And what I mean by that is, you know, the coaches, they spend a lot of time in this building. They spend a lot of time looking and trying to scout cards up and, you know, put our guys in the situations that they're going to be in a game. So we've run those plays at them multiple times. You know what I mean? So there was a good job of the coaches scouting out the plays we thought we were going to see. The auxiliary guys, you know, Meach, Jaleel, Parker Mara, Zach Arnett, you know, Greg Moss, Ernie Sims, all the guys putting the scripts together and doing those things like that. And then seeing the looks from our Black Ops team, you know, over and over throughout the course of time. Our players for being able to read their keys and get a feel for it. And then, like, you know, just going out there and playing so fast and playing so physical that they react to the ball. You know what I mean? And so you look at all those things, and again, that's just one little element of the process working. You know, and that's something we preach a ton around here, is that, you know, we want to be able to line up and feel confident because of our process, the way we practice, the way we sit in meetings, the way we preach dominant contact, no speed. We want those things to show up and on the grass, and they did, which then now it validates, like, yo, this works. So let's double down on the process and see if we can get better.
Chris?
For the first time against a different opponent, how was the communication overall over 60, 70 snaps on the day?
Oh, I can get better. Like a lot of that stuff is on me. You know, I got to get better in terms of that. Not giving too much on the play to guys, where we're busting coverages. We're not all on the same page. Too many damn times a quarterback. You know, he's a mobile quarterback. You know, give him his props right there. But too many times it was us not running the right stunt, not being on the same page, and letting them get out of there and extend plays and convert on 3rd and 4th downs and stuff. So, you know, all that stuff's got to get cleaned up. It will get cleaned up.
Liam?
You mentioned 3rd and 4th downs. I think the first drive they were 2 for 3 on 3rd down and 1 for 1 on 4th, and then they went 4 for 14 and 1 for 4. What went into that? And there was a couple plays too, like the one where Justin Cryer comes across, you recognize the running back, and it's just inches between a first down and a turnover. What does that do for you as a coach when you see that kind of fight?
You know what? I learned from Herm Edwards, Marvin Lewis, AP, and those guys. You know what? Like, and Coach Rocky Long, that you trust those players. I mean, like, again, that's part of the process, right? Is that I'm going to go out there and let them play ball. I'm going to give them a call, and I'm going to trust that throughout the week we put them in those situations that they know what to do, they know how to do it. But more importantly, they feel confident in executing it, you know? And that's a great example. I mean, you know, we call it coverage and we're man, you know, Juice goes out there and sees it, and they run, and we hadn't worked on that necessarily. We worked on that play, but from a different set. And so for them to do that and him to recognize it and run over the top and get there, that's big time football, man. You know what I mean? That is big time football for a vet like that who, you know, again, with the struggles of the last couple of years or whatnot, his time to shine, and he makes that play on ABC against Bama. Like, man, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So, he you know, you can't talk enough about him investing in the process and doing those things. But now, again, that was last game. So today's a reflection day. You know, that was great recognition, but it was what can we improve on to play better football.
Brendan?
On some of the in-game rotations, that you guys make adjustments based on performance or what's working, how does that process work in terms of, I imagine a lot of communication.
Yeah.
Is it your decision? Is it the position coach? How does that?
Everybody, it's collective. I mean, at the end of the day, it's my decision. You know what I mean, I'll say who I want in the game or who I want in the game, but you know, I got. There's a great staff here, you know, and so we're always talking right in between series, whether guy's down, whether guy's gassed, whether guy is just, hey, you know what, he may not be playing as well today for whatever reasons there are. Like, you know, there's a lot of communication that goes on behind, in between plays and when we get breaks. So, you know, again, but I'm all for playing as many guys that can play, that will play with the standard. So, you know, again, it was a great job of getting a whole bunch of guys in the game and watching them run around.
Bob?
Coach, you've praised Earl Little, I think, throughout the spring and the offseason.
Yeah.
And what is it about him, about his toughness, this role, the scheme that makes him so good?
Yeah, I mean, I told you he's him, you know, and I saw it. We saw it early, and you know, it's not a surprise. I think Juice said it, and Coach Norvell said it. You know, like you work so hard, you lift so many weights all year, you watch so much film, you run so many yards. Like, at some point in time, like, it's time to go out there and play ball. And you know, Earl is a great example of a guy who, he was just there and he found us. We found a spot for him, and we, you know, put that belief in him and behind him, and we let him go out there and just showcase what he can do. And he was awesome, and it was fun to watch. You know, again, like, you got a DB there who's you know, 190 pounds, and he is running, trying to hit somebody's soul out of their body. You know what I mean? Like, every single time he's trying to run over there and knock you out. You know what I mean? That's a DB now. So there ain't no excuse why we can't be one of the more physical defenses in the country if our DBs are going to go up there doing that kind of stuff. But I'm just glad that he was able to put himself in positions to make those plays. You know, again, it comes back to knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, seeing those things in practice. You know, getting great coaching from the guys, from Pat and Coop and Greg and all those guys, Jaleel, and then him having the confidence to go out there and do it. But there's a lot of things we need to clean up with him as well. So
We got two more. Ira?
You, I'm sure, I mean, just from hearing you talk, there's a lot of things to correct.
Yep.
So as good as everybody felt last night, have you already had conversations with the guys about that, how they respond to it? And then also, this was your first chance on the FSU sideline in that stadium. How helpful was the crowd with the, you know, the false starts?
yeah. Oh, so the first part of the question, you know, you only get so many opportunities, right? And when you win a football game, winning a football game is really tough. It don't matter who you're playing. It just so happened that, I mean, it was, you know, it was a top 10 team, and it's Bama, and coming off the season, and ABC Sports and all that kind of stuff, sold out house. Like, you know what? They should have celebrated their tails off last night. You know, great decisions, but you work too darn hard to not celebrate victories. You know, especially that one. You know, family, friends, recruits. You know, it was awesome. You know, but we call this Reflection Day. This is a day where if we do it right and we watch the film the correct way, instead of patting ourselves on the back, we say, yo, I coulda, shoulda did this better, and I will do this better. Then we just got 1% better today. We improved today. And so, number one, coming out with that focus, like, you need to know how to watch this tape, because it can get real tricky. You know, we did a lot of things right, but we did an equal number of things wrong, and that better get fixed immediately, number one. And number two, the atmosphere. Like, I was humbled. Like, I was truly humbled. Like, that was so electric. You know, for number one, my family and I mean, I had 20-something tickets in there. Both my moms, my brother-in-laws. I mean, I had the whole family, my wife's family. Like, we had them all here. And from the moment I got off that bus to the walk, and seeing the quad like that, like just straight packed, and the energy there was, and the recruits there were, and just Tally come on out like that. And then when I walked onto the sideline, and right before kickoff, and the team came out, and everybody was doing the war chant deal, like I'm like, this is why you're here, man. This is something special, like this. And everybody uses that word, this is special, like there's few moments in coaches' lives where you stop and you just like look around and you say, okay, I'm here, like I'm truly here. So I still am humbled by the electricity, the support, just the feeling in the air, man. It was truly magical. So hope to keep on recreating moments like that for all of us. We all won yesterday. The fans, the boosters, the president was in the locker room. I mean, the recruits, the faculty, the students, we all won yesterday. So we're going to try to keep on recreating moments like that.
Aslan, last one.
That was a really good walk-off, Coach. Can you tell us more about the Black Ops team?
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
That's the everybody has different names for them. Scout team, demo team, like we call them the Black Ops. You know what I mean? Like, because our success hinges on those guys. So like, you know, they're special forces kind of guys. So they're really the show team, the scout team guys, and we are really fortunate. We got some really good guys working over there. I mean, the O-line is probably some of the best O-line I've been around in scout team, you know, situations, and then got some really good young coaches over there coaching them up, you know. And so we got a great look the last 2 weeks for Bama, and it showed. You know, the guys were prepared, the guys were ready. So again, it all goes back to zero, and we got to start up again. So
Thanks, Coach.
hey guys,
Thanks,
thank you guys.
Appreciate it.